Hello, hello. Hey, welcome. I think I'm live. I hope everything is working. Good morning from Canada. Or good afternoon or good evening for wherever you are. My name is Axel from Get Speaking English, if you don't already know. And today I am here, I'm going to do a crossword. So I'm going to do a crossword and you are going to be able to participate as well. So, let's see. I just need 1 second. Alright. Go. Alright. Anyways, I'm gonna do this crossword today. You're going to be able to help me. I'm gonna take a couple of seconds to explain how this works, so feel free to get settled in. Gotta get settled in, get a little bit cozy. If you already know how this works, if you already know how to play, let me know. Okay, so today I am trying out some new coffee. And I was thinking, I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. I'm a little bit picky about coffee. A coffee snob. Basically, somebody picky about coffee. You can be other sorts of snobs as well. Maybe like you're an art snob, or you're like a foods, I guess maybe a food snob or wise. But I'm a coffee snob. Anyways, let me know if you are a coffee snob as well, if you're really picky about the type of coffee that you drink, if that's really important to you. Or if not, that's fine too, but let me know. Anyways, I'm going to explain how this works, and then we're going to get right into it. So, yeah, so we are going to do this crossword. We're going to work through it together. Basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to lead the conversation. I will decide what question we're working on when. I'm going to provide additional clues, images, hints, definitions, and hopefully you'll be able to guess the answer. You'll be able to figure out the answer based on the clues in the crossword and based on the information that I give you as well. So you're going to be able to participate in the chat. I am live right now on Facebook, live right now on Twitch, and live on YouTube as well. So you can participate in any 3 of those places. I will see your comments. So if you think you know an answer, put it into the chat. And as we go along, I will fill out the crossword based on your answers or based on my own answers as well. And hopefully we will be able to complete the crossword together. So I do have a couple rules though about how this is going to work. So my first little rule is no cheating, okay? So we're not going to use the internet. I know sometimes we can just go, we can Google the answers. There are also websites dedicated to having the answers for these kinds of crosswords. We're not going to do that though. I think that we are smart enough, we'll be able to put our heads together, figure it out without needing to resort to looking things up online. So don't use the internet unless I tell you. Okay? Also too, please follow the conversation. Don't rush ahead and start throwing out answers to things that we haven't talked about or anything like that. So don't rush ahead, don't spoil it for other people, basically. Also too, if you happen to be here and you are a native English speaker, please know that I am doing this activity for people learning English as a second language. So we are going to take some time to review some of the vocabulary, discuss some of the phrases, things that come up. Sometimes people ask questions as well. We'll take time to talk about all of that jazz, so please be patient if you're here. Native English speaker, just follow along. Again, don't ruin it for our participants. And also too, please be kind to one another. So the chat is open. You will be able to put your answers in the chat, ask questions and things along the way. So please be nice to one another, no name calling. Be nice to me as well too, because sometimes I make mistakes. I am also only human. I also don't know all the answers, so that will happen. And then there's a couple important things that you should know specifically about this crossword. So, for starters, most of the clues in this crossword, most of the questions are about language. So we won't need to know a lot about trivia and about pop culture and things like that. I know some crosswords are filled with that kind of stuff. Luckily, this one is not. We are going to focus on things that have to do with language. So that's going to be our focus here. It's also worth noting that this is an American crossword. So because of that, American spelling is going to be used. So here are some examples of the differences between American and British English. For example, favor in American English, or color, flavor, savor. Those words are spelled with O-R at the end instead of O-U-R. Words like realize, modernize, commercialize, socialize. They're spelled with a Z at the end in American English, whereas in British English they're spelled with an S. Right, and there's other differences as well too, but we're going to be using American English unless stated otherwise. You should also know that the question, so the form of the word in the question, gives us a clue about the form of the word in the answer. So if in the question there is a plural noun, for example, the answer will also be a plural noun. If the question is an adjective or an adverb, then the answer will also be an adjective or an adverb, for example. So it gives us a bit of a hint there. That is really useful to know. I know it helps me all the time. And also too, some of the answers will actually be short phrases. And they don't tell us if it's a multiple word answer or not, but sometimes it'll be short phrases or phrasal verbs, for example. So multiple word answers are possible, so keep that in mind as well. Hopefully I will identify them as we go through and I will let you know. But yeah, that's worth noting as well. And also too, because I know we're here to review vocabulary and maybe learn some new phrases, please remember, because this is a word game, there is going to be some vocabulary in here that will be useless to you in real life. So there are definitely words and phrases that I only ever use when playing, when doing the crossword or playing Scrabble, things like that, but I would never use them in real life. So I will try to point out if something is useless. I will try to let you know. But yeah, we will, there will be a couple things in here. But for the most part though, we will review lots of useful things to you. So it should be a pretty good activity. Alright, so let's just get into it then. I'm just gonna change my screens, I think. Just a second here. And also too, if you are on this website, because I know that I gave it out the other day, this actually is not today's crossword. This is a crossword from Monday or Tuesday, I think. Because it tends to get pretty hard on the weekends. And yesterday was a little bit of a challenge. I think that there was a lot of there were a lot of useless things in it. So I thought this would be a little bit nicer. I did this earlier, just before when I was sitting here getting ready. This will be easier. So better words in here for us all to review. Alright, so let's get into it. So our first clue here is dip for a chip. So we have dip for a chip. So a dip is something that you dip your food into. Usually like a cracker or a chip. So it's usually like some sort of liquid or something. For example, guacamole might be a dip. I'm just gonna get a really quick picture so we all know what we're talking about. Here we go. Here's a picture of a dip. You can see that person is dipping. That is also the action. They are dipping the food into the dip so they can eat it. And then we also have a word for total. Okay, so let's maybe do the word for total first, and then we'll do the dip. Okay. So word for total. So we're probably talking about sort of a math term, right? We're looking for a math term, basically. So possibly sauce up here for a dip, maybe, okay. Possibly. Let's put it in here for now. Let's get our total here for our so basically a math term. If you were adding things up, for example, what would we call that if we were doing addition, for example? Yeah, if we were doing addition, so all, I mean, yeah, that would be for everything, right? But all isn't really a math term, for example. We're looking more for, like, if we were doing this, for example, this kind of addition, you would add up your numbers and then you would get a total here, or there is another word here for that word. So I see it on YouTube. I see the word on YouTube. Let's see if we can get it on Facebook. Let's see. So yeah, so if you know what it is, it starts with an S. So the word does start with an S. And now I see it on Facebook too. Yeah, so this is going to be a sum. Exactly. So we have sum. All right. So we have sum here. Let's do this one. All right. So we're looking for a word that means near the ground. So close to the ground. So just so we are clear, when I talk about ground, I mean like I mean it could be the floor, but here literally the ground. You can see here, this is some ground. Actually, this is a crack in the ground, but we're looking for something near the ground. A word that means near the ground. And we can see it's like a 3-letter. We have a 3-letter word here. I have an idea. So kind of the opposite of being far from the ground, right? The opposite of being high. And I'll give you a hint too, actually. This word does not start with a U. So basically, right? So this is something high. We have something near the ground. So you have an idea what that might be. I think that word is going to be low, right? Something low to the ground. Exactly. So we have something low to the ground. All right. We have something low to the ground. Perfect. All right. So we have something low to the ground. So we can see that this isn't sauce. And I'm gonna tell you why it isn't sauce. Usually a sauce is, it would be something that you would serve with food, but, usually more for, is like something you might serve with a meal, like with dinner, for example, something like that. This is more of a snack thing for snacking. This A part is right though. So let's do this dip maybe. S-A-L. So it's usually some chopped tomatoes, maybe. Could be like a little bit spicy. It's kind of a common, You might have it with tortillas. Serve it with tortilla chips. You'd eat this with tortilla chips, usually. Or nacho, maybe not nachos. Yeah, so a chip in American English is basically a potato chip. A potato chip. What are these guys? A chip for the Americans, it's one of these guys. So whereas I know French fries and chips in the UK or like over in Europe are like the French fries, right? So we're talking about these, something that you would use to dip these into potentially, or even better, one of these guys, one of these. You would use it for dipping these guys in these tortilla chips. There's kind of like this one dip in particular that's pretty common. We're basically looking for the name for like this thing. So maybe we know it, maybe we don't know it. I'm not sure how available this is worldwide. That's a really good question. Like how available it is all over the world. It's definitely available like in North and South America. And it's kind of like chopped tomatoes, some cilantro, garlic, maybe jalapeno, a little bit lime. So we're not sure. Yeah. Okay. Some onion, for example. So this is salsa. This dip is called salsa. So I'm gonna put it in here. We got some salsa. And if we're wondering, how to make that, we got some some tomatoes, some onion. I don't know what tomatillo is. I think it's a pepper, a chili pepper, some cilantro, which is basically a type of herb. I get a picture of cilantro. A little bit of garlic, some lime juice, salt and pepper, and a jalapeno. We pronounce this as a jalapeno. Jalapeno. So that is what's in salsa. All right. So, do you think this would be something you would like to eat though? Would you try it? Do you think you would enjoy it? Let me know. Let me know. We're gonna move on to another one. All right. I'm just gonna put this in here, but a penny is a 1-cent coin. Or a coin worth 1 cent. And the Americans, or in the US, they have Abraham Lincoln on their coin. So I'm just gonna put that in here. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's do this one. So a gator. So a gator's kin. A gator's kin. So if something is kin to something else, it is related to something else. Are you picky? Yeah. Yeah, not everybody likes salsa. Or sometimes it can get really, really spicy. So people, not everybody likes it. Or they might like it really mild. a mild, something mild would not be spicy at all. So, yeah, so, because it can get really, really spicy with the jalapenos and the peppers and things like that. Okay, yeah, so something kin is related to something else, and a gator, the word gator, a gator is an animal. Do you know what gator is short for? I'm gonna get a picture. If you know what gator stands for. It's an animal, it's a very big animal. Kind of dangerous. Has a lot of teeth. Has a lot of teeth. It's a reptile. So a gator is short for alligator. One of these guys. Yeah, so alligator, exactly. So we're looking for, this word is going to be the name of an animal related to an alligator. And again, like, so gator here in this clue has been shortened, it's abbreviated. So this answer is also going to be an abbreviation, like the shortened version of a longer word. That makes sense. So we're looking for something, 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 an animal related to an alligator. And this word is short for, I guess I can put it in here, something else, so fill it out when we see it. So any ideas? They're very similar animals. The difference between these two animals is primarily in the way that the jaw is designed. It's a little bit different. Yeah, so I see it in YouTube. I see the answer in YouTube. Let's see if we can get it over on Facebook. Or at least they're super close on YouTube, I should say. Yeah, so this is gonna be a croc. This is gonna be croc. Just croc. Which is short for crocodile. So, there we go. So, really big lizard. Very similar. Like I said, I think the difference is mainly in the, like, the size and how the teeth are positioned, I guess, in the jaw or something. But here's a crocodile. You see, he's got his snout. The snout. This is what would be the nose. This nose part is the snout. It's narrower than an alligator. The alligator has a wider snout. Basically, the nose of an animal, if we would call it a snout, basically thinner, and the teeth are more jagged. So something jagged, it's like kind of, I don't know, like a little bit bumpy or something like that. Yeah. No, that was great. Okay, let's see what else we could get here. We're gonna get that one. See if we can get this one. I think. Yeah, let's see if we can get this one. So, a word for, like, bad excuses. Bad excuses. So something. This is gonna be an adjective. And this is kind of a collocation. We would say, you know, that's a Or he gave me a something excuse, basically. Kind of a collocation. When somebody gives you a bad excuse. Yeah, there's one word in particular that collocates with excuse here. So I see it on YouTube. We see it on YouTube. See if we can get it anywhere else. It's like, I'm trying to think like how else. Like, it's not, like, it's kind of like a silly or dumb excuse, basically. Kind of weak, I guess. Like a weak excuse, basically. Weak. Guess well. Weak. Dumb excuse, basically. Like a bad excuse. Yeah, so this is gonna be lame. We would say, you know, a lame excuse. Like, not a very good one. He did not try very hard. Or your reasoning is pretty lame. We would say that. L-A-M-E. So we have a lame excuse. Alright. Let's see if we can get this one or this one. Yeah, let's do this one. I think this one should be pretty doable. This breakfast choice. So now we're talking about breakfast food. C-E something 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 something. Yeah, it's an excuse that is not convincing. Exactly. So not a good excuse whatsoever. So breakfast food, basically. This is a breakfast food. Breakfast food. Usually you would put this in a bowl. You eat this in a bowl, often with milk. Usually you drink it or you eat it with milk. I would say this is more of like a thing that kids might eat. So I see it on Facebook. We have it on Facebook. See if we can get it anywhere else. So have it in a bowl. Usually comes in a box. Usually comes in a box. Yeah, this stuff here. Yeah, so cereal. We have cereal. So we're gonna have some cereal. Let me know if you eat cereal. If you eat cereal or not. I usually don't. Sometimes I will eat like healthy ones with like nuts in it and stuff like that, but it's so expensive these days. So now I'm not doing cereal. Yeah, okay. At any time. This is an adverb. Something that means at any time. So this is an adverb. That means at any time, like throughout any point in history or something like that. Maybe not at any point in history, but maybe at any point in your life, for example. So I see it on Facebook. Have the answer on Facebook. This word often gets used with the present perfect. So for example, that is specifically in questions usually. You know, have you been to, I don't know, Canada, for example? Let me answer often late. Oh, there's, your answers aren't really late. There's always a delay because of, because streaming is like that. So, and there's probably and I think there's a difference between the delay, like the amount of time to Facebook versus YouTube, things like that. So I don't think it has anything to do with you. It just has to do with the internet, how the internet works. So every time I say something, it takes about 10 seconds to get to you guys. So that's basically what happens. It's always a delay. So we have it on we have it on YouTube as well too. Yeah, so this is gonna be ever perfect. All right, yeah. So we got ever for our adverb. And we know that never is basically the adverb for not at any time, ever, right? Basically the opposite. So yeah, I have never been to Canada. And note here too, just because I listen to a lot of people talk, we don't say, you know, ever been. We wouldn't say have you ever been in Canada, but we would say have you ever been to Canada? So to a country typically. So that would be the preposition that we use. Okay, let's see if we can get this one. The signs of things to come. So signs of things to come, we can see that there is an S here. This is a plural in our question. So we're going to put a plural in our answer. And a sign of things to come. Basically, maybe something that might, you know, a sign. Basically something that tells us information. And then, you know, of things to come, probably about the future. Maybe. So we're looking for basically a word about, yeah, something we might see in the future. So see it on Facebook. We have the word on Facebook. See if we can get anywhere else. What are like these things that would like potentially tell you about the future? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be, you know, sometimes these are good things, right? Usually they're good things. Sometimes they may be bad things though. So we also see it on YouTube now too. Yeah, exactly. So an omen, basically a sign that predicts the future, right? A sign of something, of things to come. This phrase here of things to come, basically about the future, what's going to happen in the future. So let's put that there. Let's see what else we can get here. I think we can get this one. A final for one. This is a final. This is a school reference. So this question is about school or education. Okay? So when you go to school, when you you know, typically in high school or university, right, you will always write your finals. You will always have finals. So you have finals in university or and high school. And that's basically where you have something that happens that basically they confirm whether or not you're retaining, you're learning the information, right? So we're looking for a 3-letter word for basically that thing. So a 3-letter word for something you do at the end of high school or university or at the end of a semester that confirms whether you learned something or not, basically. So exam, really good, is definitely a good good answer. This is not the answer, but yeah, exactly. You are thinking along the lines. You're in the right ballpark. For sure. Definitely thinking about the right thing. Exactly. The word ominous has come, like, they share a similar root word. Exactly. So something ominous. Yeah, definitely has omen in it. So something that kind of gives us a sense of what the future is going to be like. So we also have exam. So exam is not our answer, though. It's going to be something else. But you guys are right. You guys are thinking about the right thing. We're looking for basically a synonym for the word exam. Oops. So exam is a synonym for this word, basically. See if I can think of another word. The fact that they're calling this a final is a little bit tricky because you will also write these kinds of things in other parts of the course as well. They don't necessarily always happen at the end of the course. So I think that's, so they're being intentionally a little bit tricky with their wording here. Yeah, so you see it on YouTube. We have it on YouTube. So we have it on YouTube. It starts with a T. I'll put the T in here. See if we can get it anywhere else. So this would happen, yeah, during other parts too. Being tricky with final, but yeah, test. Test would also be a way we could talk about it. All right, so our test. All right, perfect. All right. What else could we do here? All right, let's do this one maybe. Any ideas what this AVE stands for? So AVE is short for, anybody have any ideas? It is something that you would find in a city or a town. Something you find in a city or a town. Something you might drive on. Something you might drive on. Yeah, so you see it in YouTube. Yeah, so this is going to be short for avenue. So short for avenue. So basically a road, right? Or something. So we're basically looking for another... We're looking for another... A word for something that would cross an avenue. Something that would cross an avenue. And we can... This is also going to be an abbreviation for something. And we can see that here's a plural here, so it's also going to be a plural in our answer. So, something that crosses an avenue. Or maybe would, like, intersect with an avenue. So they intersect, they converge at some point. So they converge or they meet at some point. That's what converge means. They intersect. If they intersect, they cross, basically. Something that would maybe cross. Cross an avenue. And this is short. This is an abbreviation. So we can tell that it starts with an S. We can tell that the word starts with an S. So you see it I see it on YouTube. See it on YouTube. See if we can get it anywhere else. This clue is probably a lot more obvious than you think it is. Like it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. Yeah. We'll just give it a second. See if anybody else. See if we get it anywhere else. Basically, like, I think this is best, like, specifically in really big cities, like, there are a lot of, try to get a picture of, like, a picture. Kind of illustrates, ugh. Oh, these pictures are terrible. Anyways, yeah, so the word is it's street. A street would usually intersect with an avenue or something. So, yeah. So let's put street in here. So we have streets. And ST is going to be short for street. Usually how it's written on, you know, road signs and things like that. All right. Let's put that there. I'm gonna get that. I don't know if we're also gonna get that either. But let's see. I mean, maybe we get that. We'll get this. We can get this. What is the difference between a street and an avenue? I think an avenue tends to be wider. It's definitely more common to just have street as the name of a road, right? Yeah, I think, you know, avenues typically you find in a city and they tend to be wider. Let's see here. Difference between an avenue and a street. Yeah, so an avenue can refer to a wide road with trees and buildings on both sides, or a wide country path. They usually have a lot of trees. Street is more just like a public pathway that you would just drive on. A little bit more generic, basically. I don't know if I like that definition. But yeah, I always tend to think that they tend to be like a lot wider. And I guess apparently them having trees is really important. Whereas like streets don't necessarily have trees and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah. Oh, I see. Apparently an avenue tends to have multiple lanes of traffic, whereas a street doesn't necessarily have to have multiple lanes. You could have a one-way street, right? One path for traffic. So we're gonna do this. A place for toil. Toil means work. Hard work, too. Basically, to toil means to basically do labor, like do really difficult labor. Like if we were to use it as a verb. So this is going to be a two-letter word. Sorry, a two-letter answer. No, two-word answer. Oh my god. Okay. something, 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 T, new word, something, something, N-E. We can see that there's an S here, so I'm just gonna put the S in here. This is a place where you would do hard work underground. Where they would dig underground to collect maybe minerals or metal, for example. So this is a place where you do hard work underground. They dig in the earth to collect minerals and metal, for example. Oh yeah, and I see the answer for this one. Or you're really close, actually. On Facebook, we have this one here too. So, yeah, if you think you know this one too, this German sub. So either of these, yeah, I'll accept either of these. But we have this place that you would go underground. Yeah, so the second word, so we see the second word here in YouTube. Let's see if we can get it also on Facebook as well. And then this is a type of mineral. This is a type of mineral. The first word is a type of mineral. Like a mineral that we might use in food. Well, we actually need this mineral in order to survive. It's a very important mineral that living creatures need. Let's see if we can. See if we can figure it out. Maybe I'll get a picture of maybe I'll get a picture here. This looks like it's a kind of a picture of like an old one. Maybe. Yeah, so you see the answer on YouTube. Here's a picture. Here's a picture. This helps at all. You can see here we have this sort of like this underground man-made cave, right? And they're using it to get this mineral. Yeah, so this is a mine. So a mine would be a place of toil, right? And then salt is gonna be that mineral. We have salt, and then yeah, this answer is gonna be U-boat. Let's put U-boat in here. Yeah. Okay. And I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this. This is not a common phrase. This is not a common phrase, like a common thing that people will say at all. But if you're bewildered, it means you are really confused or really lost, maybe. Like you don't know what's going on, basically. So this one, does it have a figurative meaning of hard work? I mean, I guess working in a salt mine would be a lot of hard, like it would be very hard work. Yeah, so I guess that's what they mean. I don't know. I don't know why they have this question phrased the way they have it phrased. I mean, I wouldn't use this as an idiom or anything like that, like while having a conversation. Like, you can't just say salt mine and people will think of hard labor or work or anything like that. So, but this answer makes sense though. Right. So yeah, so if we're bewildered, we're really confused, or we're really lost, and you might say that somebody who is really confused is at something, 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 something. Like they are kind of, kind of like they are drifting in the ocean. Lost and drifting. Like adrift in the ocean. Maybe. That gives you a hint as to what the second word might be. So you have an idea, a guess what this might be. This clue also too gives an kind of, or this answer, this question gives us also a clue as to what the last letter. This one. Yeah, so this is gonna be C. So at sea, if you're at sea, if somebody looks like they're at sea, they're really confused. But that is not a very common thing to say about people. I find that I see this more often just doing crosswords and things like that, so. But I suppose you could just tell somebody, you know, you look a little bit like you're at sea. Let's, yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a, it's kind of a bit of an idiom. So here, for example, which basically, yeah, idiom that basically means that you're confused. So I am all at sea, or I'm completely at sea with the new computer system. So basically means that I'm confused. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, baffled and perplexed. Exactly. Those are great words. I can't spell. Exactly. So, some great words. That's what it means to be if you're at sea with something. You're very confused. Do this one. So this leafy lunch, something leafy, like a leaf. We can see the word leaf in here, sort of as a root word. A leafy lunch, basically. So something you might eat for lunch that's leafy. Eat for lunch that has a lot of leaves. Have something, 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 something. Leafy lunch. So any guesses? I will get a picture. Get one with a lot of leaves. Here we go, this one looks pretty good. Something leafy, probably has a lot of vegetables in it, right? Probably has a lot of vegetables in it. A lot of leafy greens. We might say a leafy green. We can talk about leafy greens just in a second. But basically a food. Type of food. Type of dish, really. Obviously, too, you could eat this at other points in the day as well. You probably would not have it for breakfast. But during lunch, dinner. Probably a lot of like leafy greens, like lettuce. Lettuce, yeah. Or arugula? I'm gonna spell it. Arugula. Or endive. That's another leafy thing. Anyways, I think it's gonna be this thing, whatever this thing is. A salad? Yeah, that fits. Did I not? Yeah, salad. L-A-O-A-D. Yeah, so we got some salad. Is it the name of a meal or a vegetable? So it is a name of a dish. This is the name of a dish. Salad is the name of a dish. So like you can see here, this is an example of a salad. Usually primarily a vegetable-based dish. You can also have a fruit. You can also have fruit salads as well too. Those are primarily made with fruit. And often salads traditionally have a lot of these leafy greens like lettuce, arugula, endive. There are other ones, other different options. Yeah, they tend to have a lot of green stuff in there. Tend to be a little bit healthy. And we would say that you would typically eat them, like I said, for lunch. Yeah. And also, too, I just want to point out really, really quickly, because I hear people saying things like, you know, I had, you know, we're going to have a lunch later. We usually do not use articles when we're talking about meals in English. So that is incorrect. We would just say, you know, we're going to have lunch later, or making dinner later, or having dinner later. We would only use the article if we're talking about a very specific meal. So like, the lunch I had earlier was really good, or the dinner we had last night was really bad, for example. So we typically do not use the article when talking about meals in English. All right, what else do we have here? All right, this is a preposition, I guess. That means in addition. A something something something. So a word that means in addition. Preposition, I think it's an adverb. Yeah, it's an adverb. Adverb. An adverb. That means in addition. Kind of like and, for example, and maybe. But obviously this is a little bit longer. Kind of. Similar to and. Or to, for example? Maybe? A word here. So we have it on YouTube. Let's see if we can get it anywhere else. Where else? Yeah, so this is gonna be also, exactly. ALSO. So we have also. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. And then what else here? Let's do this one. So a safari. A safari is kind of, I want to say it's kind of like an African retreat. It's kind of a place where there's a lot of, where they have a lot of animals and things like that. They're usually in Africa. There you go. This is the official definition of a safari. So an organized journey to look at or sometimes hunt animals, especially in Africa. So this is probably an African animal. L something something something. So an animal you'd see in Africa on a safari, basically. A really big animal. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It is a predator. It is a carnivore. So a carnivore is something that eats meat. Carnivore is something that eats meat, and it is a predator. There we go. It's predator. Something that hunts other animals. So it's prey, basically. So we see it on YouTube. We have the word on YouTube. I'm gonna get a picture. One of these guys. If you know what it is. Anywhere else? Just changing my. Alright, there you go. Alright, yeah. Yeah, so this is a lion. Exactly. A lion. Alright, there we go. We have a lion. Alright, so we got a lion. Yeah, big carnivore, so a meat eater, right? We can see that it has really big, sharp fangs. Those teeth are called fangs. And it also has big claws. Claws, so like the things on its paws for shredding, for tearing apart its animals, that it's prey. Yeah, so big meat eater. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, let's do this one. So the opposite of tight. Opposite of tight. So something tight. It's like maybe it like I don't know, if you wrap something around something else and it's really tight, like it's super like attached very close to whatever it's wrapped around. I googled a picture and it was a mistake. The hair in his head, what is this called? Yeah, so this hair is called the mane. The hair, so the fur, or rather the fur around its neck is called a mane. Yeah, there we go, that's the spelling. It's called a mane. We should say too, yeah, so animals typically have fur. We would say that they have fur. Yeah, this one is loose, exactly. So L-O-S-E instead of loose. And how about this one? The silent approval. This is a gesture. A gesture that you would make. N-O something. A gesture. So a movement with your body that you would make if you approve of something. So a silent approval. So you don't say anything, but you move your body to indicate that you approve, that you are okay with something. Yeah, so that's going to be a nod. Exactly. You would nod your head, right? Up and down. In English, it's a nod of approval. So nod, yeah, shake your head up and down. Or yes, basically. Yeah, alright. Let's see what else we have to do here. Did we know this one? This, nimble. So if you're nimble, it kind of means that you are very, like, you easily move your body, maybe? Kind of like you're quick and you're flexible, maybe? Maybe you move your body very easily. So we have that one. Something, I-L, something. And if we need an additional clue to get this one, here, number 7, in the past. This is also an adverb we use to talk about the past, but when we're talking in simple past, usually. So that's the other one. A something, O, a word we use when talking in simple past. For example, you know, 5 years thing, I graduated from school or something. Let's see if we can figure out what this one might be. So we have a go. Yeah, so this is gonna be a go. And now this word here. Yeah, exactly. Agile. Agile is going to be our word for being very nimble, can easily move our body, have really good balance, for example, stuff like that. And this title paper, so you see this title paper, if you have a title, it means that you own something. So this is a deed. You would have a deed to a house or a deed to a car. That official paper that says that you own something, basically. So a deed, a paper that says you officially own something, such as a car or a house. So you get a deed to a house, deed to a car. We can see that there is like this a lot of salt words in here. So yeah, I don't know if we know this type of cracker. A cracker is kind of a cross between a cookie and a chip, I guess. They're salty usually, or herbed. Of herbs. Trying to get a picture. So this is a cracker. This is a cracker. And this type of cracker, I don't know if this is common around the world, but there is a type of cracker here that is common to put in soup. Oh, I guess this is this is basically the cracker I'm looking for. But yeah, they're kind of plain. Just salty. Anyways, this is called a saltine. These are saltines. So this word is gonna be a saltine. Let me know, do you have saltines in your country, wherever you guys are? Let me know if it's common there or not. So I'm curious. See. Oh, this is a clamatis, so I'm just gonna put that in there. Really attachable. Let's get that one. You're clear of. Undiluted. Smell. And team. Alright, let's do this undiluted. Undiluted. If you dilute something, yeah, you haven't had those before? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if these were everywhere. Like, I don't know if this is just like an American thing or no idea. Alright. But yeah, if you dilute something, you add water to it. Or something else, I guess, basically. But usually water, you would add water to it to, basically, I don't know, maybe like make it less strong, for example, or something like that. Or maybe to like increase the quantity of whatever it is, like if you're adding water to it. So we're looking for a word that means that it hasn't been altered at all. So basically something, so an adjective used to describe something that has not been altered or diluted in any way, basically. Like it's in a, like it's yeah, it's not mixed with anything else. Not been mixed with anything else. Basically. Basically, it's just like one thing. So we have clear or sheer. Yeah, so not clear or sheer. Yeah. Those are pretty, I feel like those are good guesses though. Yeah. We might use this for talking about substances, for example, maybe. Or color, maybe? I'll give a hint, I guess. It starts with a P. Word starts with a P. Let's start with a P. Yeah, so that was gonna be pure, exactly. So we got some pure. Something pure has not been mixed with anything else. So, you know, here's a couple examples just from Cambridge Dictionary. So a pure cotton shirt, so only cotton, has not been mixed with other fibers, for example. Pure orange juice has not been diluted with water, for example, or it doesn't have other juices added to it. Pure honey, right? Or also like a pure horse, as in it doesn't have other types of horses bred into it, basically. So it's not mixed with another type of horse, another breed of horse. That's the word I was looking for. So pure, exactly. All right, so we got that one here, and now we need a word for smell. A word for smell. A word for smell, basically. So basically just like a synonym, for example, like scent. But that is too long, obviously. Thing like that. Scent here. Smell. This word can be used to describe a good smell, both a good smell and a bad smell as well. Although actually often it's used more to describe a bad smell. I'll say that. Word for smell, scent, like usually used to describe a bad smell. Yeah. Really a bad smell. No, to smell. It starts with an O. I'll put that in, maybe. Oh, an O. Let's start with an O. And, I mean, I don't know about where you are, but here there are always commercials and things like that, and they're always trying to, like, smell things to cover up bad whatever this word is. You know, use our product to defeat bad whatever this word is. They're always like that, basically. That's what they might say. Yeah, so this word is odor. Exactly, odor. So, yeah, and they always have things like for bad odors, basically. Oops. Right. So, odor. Oh, there we go. Get that one. I might be able to get this one. This is so an easy run. This is a word that we would use for talking about horses. when they run. Except from the beginning. But I forgot how to write. Oh, no worries. That happens. Great. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, so this word is used to describe... This word is used to describe how horses run. Very common word. Because horses will run at a couple different speeds, right? They'll walk, right? But they'll gallop, right? Gallop is a run. That is a very intense run. Where the horse basically goes as fast as possible, right? So it's a gallop. And then there's kind of one for like, just a step up from a walk. Is it? I think so. Yeah, because a couple. Oh, there's another one that I'm thinking of too. Seeing how to spell it. Yeah, this is kind of like a step up from a walk. And then there's kind of another one, and then there's a gallop, and that's basically kind of like the 4 types of runs, or we would say that it describes the horse's gait. As words describe a horse's gait. Is it gait? I like that, I think. Double check. Yeah. I think so. Yes. That is right. Yeah, so all of these are describing the horse's gait, or how it runs, basically. It runs, walks, and runs, basically. Yeah, so first it walks, and then whatever this is. It can also canter. A horse can also canter, so it moves quickly, but still easy and comfortable. And then it will gallop. That is like when it goes as fast as possible. Kind of looking for the gait that comes before that. It starts with a T. So not crop. Crop is something a little, crop is a horse word though. A crop is basically the whip that you might use to basically hit the horse. This is a riding crop. Starts with a T. This word is going to be trot. So horses trot. So that's what that's going to be. So this is a horse trot. So just like a little bit of a step up from a walk. It goes a little bit quickly, but it's not very, very fast at all. It's an easy, what do they describe it? An easy run. Yeah, pretty easy gait. This is our crop. Basically the, something you would use to basically tap the horse and then the horse responds to that cue, does whatever you need it to do. So that is the crop here. But that's a great horse word for sure. All right. What else do we got here? So we got our Brooklyn team. This is a basketball team, I think. If you happen to know it, put it in the chat. If not, I will just do it. And I wonder if we could do this one. I guess this word as well. Maybe it is crop. Yeah. Yeah, the crop is a little thing here. But yeah, they sound very similar though. Yeah, those are they're both good good horse words. Here, this word to steer. To steer clear of. Usually we steer means to drive a car. Means maybe to drive, kind of. You steer a car, basically you use the wheel to make the car go in whichever direction you'd like. So that's what it means to steer something. Alright, so that's what it means to steer something. So if you steer clear of something, you make sure you don't come in contact with it. But I don't know if we're gonna know this word. Maybe though. So, word means you do not come in contact with something. But I don't know if we're gonna know it. There's better words, I feel, that are better ones to know. Yeah, I don't like this, We would use this word if you are a criminal, for example, trying to stay away from the police. People who are trying to not get caught by the police. Yeah, elude, exactly. The criminals would try to elude the police. They would try to steer clear of the police. Yeah. So we're gonna elude. Exactly. Or you could avoid something. Yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna put this in here. So this Brooklyn team is the Nets. We got the Nets. This easily attachable. We can see that there's like SN something PON. Basically, I think we're describing. I use it in a sentence. Yeah, just a second here. Trying to get a picture for what this might be. This easily attachable kind of mean maybe something like this. Kind of like this here. This style of almost like a button or something like that, but they kind of easily connect. What this is gonna be. And just a second here. This one's this one. So they elude. So for example, you know, the criminals eluded the police by, I don't know, fleeing the country, maybe, or something like that. So they evaded the police. They avoided the police by leaving the country. I'm gonna tell you how I use this word, though, mostly. I use this word when I forget something. That is how I would use it. So I would use elude when I cannot remember something. Like if I think I know something, but it won't come to my brain. So here, for example, I know who you mean, but her name eludes me. Like I cannot remember this piece of information. So if you, yeah, if you, you cannot remember a piece of information, it eludes you. So that's how I would use this, actually. I was like, oh, it eludes me. I can't remember. I knew it at one point, but I cannot recall it right now. So that's how I would use it, actually. Yeah, that's what I would say. And yeah, this is snap. So this is going to be a snap. So these are snaps, and they snap on. That's the phrasal verb, as in like something snaps on, it like connects, basically. That's the phrase, kind of a phrasal verb. Okay. Or is it phrasal verb? Pendant preposition. Anyways, let's go down here. So a life story for short. So we're looking for an abbreviated word. So it's an abbreviation for a life story. Something. So this is an abbreviation for a life story. So basically the story of somebody's life, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. So now you could like, oh, that word eluded me. You could say, or I can't remember. It eludes me. Yeah, you could say something like that. Oh, the word eluded me. So it's a regular verb, or it eludes me. I cannot remember, basically. Yes, if something snaps on, it just basically means to attach, but with a snap, right? So to snap on, basically to attach with a snap, by using a snap, basically. To attach by using a snap. So it's snap on, I wonder if I have something with a snap here. I don't think so. Yeah, but yeah, if you were to attach it with a snap, that would snap on. Or you could also clip something on as well, too. Yeah, like looking around here. I have something that snaps, but I don't think so. Yeah, basically it means to attach something. Snap. I don't think I have anything. But yeah, snap on or clip on. Those are used to say that it attaches using certain mechanism. I have no snaps. Alright, yeah, so this is bio. So bio. So you go. Guess for how to what might we use to snap something on? See here. I'm trying to think of something that you would connect to something else with a snap. That's where I'm struggling. So maybe yeah, what would snap onto something else? Probably clothing. Clothing that snaps on. Like you would have something and you would like attach it with a snap, basically. But all of these looking for a good picture thing. Yeah, it is basically, I don't know, maybe like the Would you, maybe like the, I don't know, mirror, you like do that, like the sticker, something, I don't know, the trinket snaps on to the sweater, maybe, or something like that. So maybe you have like this little trinket, this little piece of jewelry, and it connects with a snap. You would just snap it, you would connect it, you would attach it to the sweater. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, okay, so we have that. Let's do this one. What's more? What's more? Like a connector word, basically. Conjunction. What's more? A conjunction. There you go. Conjunction. You know, I suppose my phone case kind of snaps on to the phone, right? Because they, you know, you get the case and it looks like this, right? And then the phone basically the case snaps onto the phone, right? So yeah, so there you go. And now they connect to one another because it kind of snapped onto it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this is and. Okay. And this little golf aid. There's like this little thing in golf that they would put the ball on. Basically. So we have our conjunction, that means what's more. And this little aid. See, we can see. This, they use this thing to put the golf ball on top of, so it's easier to hit, basically. They use this thing to put, basically this little thing. They balance the ball on top of here, and then it's easier to hit, right? So they use this thing, ball on top of, so it's easier to hit. We're playing golf. I'll give you kind of a hint. This word, the name of it, kind of describes the shape of this. It's like it's a kind of wider at the top, and then it's kind of thin at the bottom, and that kind of resembles a letter in the alphabet. That kind of helps, maybe. So the name of this thing somewhat describes the shape of this tool. It looks like a letter in the alphabet. Maybe you get a little bit of a hint there. So this is a T. It kind of looks like a T, like a letter T, where it's wide on the top and then thin in the bottom. So this is a T, or golf tee. And yeah, I think we could be able to do this one. So this here, this to eat away. This word also often gets used to talk about nature, about landforms and things like that. So something, ODE. This word is often used to talk about nature and land formations, kind of. Especially areas where water will take away parts of the land. If that makes sense. Does it look more like an L or an or an I know, yeah. Okay. Well, it's a T. And this is a verb. This is a verb, I should say. This is a verb. So a verb, basically. Basically to describe, yeah, when water eats away at the land. So basically when water eats away from the land. Maybe rainwater, for example, but also maybe the ocean, like waves, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's gonna be a road. That's gonna be a road. The land erodes, the water eats away at the road. Oh, also too, metal too will erode over time, right? Because it rusts, right? So that also erodes. Basically it gets destroyed over time, right? Or something might eat away. Yeah. Use it that way. And this here, so make blank. So something blank, kind of empty, it doesn't have anything on it, right? So something that's empty, doesn't have anything on it. Usually we'll talk about a blank page, right? Right, so we'll use blank to describe a page maybe, or maybe a line on a form or something like that. So this is going to be a verb. Right, okay. Yeah, erosion is the noun, exactly. Yeah, erosion is the noun form. Erosion, yeah. The noun form, exactly. Yeah, so we use blank often to describe a page, maybe. So basically, getting rid of something made this maybe on the page, right? Yeah, so erase. This is gonna be erase. Erase here. Alright. And just like a little trivia, do we know the name of the river in Paris? So if you know the name of the river in Paris, let me know. What's this one? Oh, we're not gonna get that. But the river in Paris, if you happen to know what that is. This hitter's turn. This hitter's turn is like it's a baseball thing. They love baseball in this crossword. This is what I'm noticing. Everything's about baseball. I guess because baseball is super popular in the United States, I guess. I don't know. But if it's a hitter's turn, so a hitter is the person that hits the ball with the bat. If it is their turn, we would say that they are at bat. So I'm just gonna put that in here. And that is, yeah, that is the cien? I don't know how to pronounce it. The cien? I guess I'm a bad person. Let's see here. The sen, right? The sane. Alright. Anyways, alright. I got that. Ripped. Yeah, I think we can do this one. So, ripped, right? Maybe like we would rip fabric, or you would rip paper, right? So we're basically looking for some sort of word. We know too that this is going to be a past form of whatever this answer is, right? Because we have a past verb in question. So this is also going to be the past form of a verb. It's like saying that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my French is not very good. Or I don't know. But yeah, basically, I'm gonna get a picture of something ripped, just so we're all on the same page about what that means. Basically, where you kind of pull something apart, almost. like this thing. This is some ripped, looks like some ripped wallpaper or something like that. This is kind of ripped, falling apart. Or paper here, pieces of paper. Kind of looking for like basically a verb that this. There's, yeah. So basically looking for a synonym that means ripped. Or shredded. That'll be another one. This looks like it's kind of shredded. I did this for fabric as well too. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're thinking about the right word, but the past form is actually, it's an irregular verb. So it's an irregular verb. So you're right. So the verb is to tear, or to tear. Sorry, I should say to tear. So you tear something, right? But actually, so the past form is tore, and torn is the past participle. So it's an irregular verb. Yeah, so tear, tore, torn. So this is either going to be tear, like tore, or torn. So, give me your best guess. Do you think this is going to be an E or an N? What are the odds? Like, which one do you think it's going to be? I feel like your guess is as good as mine, because I don't know what this gunpowder ingredient is going to be. Like, I don't know. I guess we could maybe guess that there is a consonant here, right? Maybe? This is probably a consonant. This is a salt something, whatever that is. Because it's probably not going to have 3 vowels, right? So if this is going to be a consonant, maybe we should put like the vowel here, I guess, maybe. I don't really know what this is, and I don't think that we are going to get this. We can get this one though. I think so. We want the name of the zodiac lion. So the zodiac, the zodiac cat. Sorry, the zodiac cat. The zodiac being like talking about astrology, right? Basically, zodiac. So this is about astrology, which is basically this thing where they try to predict the future based on the stars, right? System of predicting the future based on the stars, or predicting, or also people's personalities and things like that too, right? And then there's this thing, right? The zodiac is basically where the different, basically the map almost of the sky. And then we want the name of the zodiac is like this thing. Basically. Zodiac is like this thing in Australia, or in astrology, and then based on, they'll try to like predict your personality based on the stars, how they were aligned during your point of birth, right? And there are 12 signs. We call them zodiac signs. And so so we have Leo. Leo is the cat. Leo is the lion. Yeah. Alright, so we got that one. Yeah, so let me know. First, let me know if this style of astrology is used in your country, if it's popular where you are. So let me know that first thing, if this is popular where you are. And secondly, do you believe it? Do you believe in astrology? If it is popular. So let me know. Alright, let's see what else we can do here. A car maker, race fetish. Guys on stage. English country. Done. I think we could do this one. This in addition. So basically another adverb, I think. That would be in addition. So adding something on to something else, basically. We want an adverb that we'd use basically to add something onto something else. You know, when we're speaking, right? Typically. We had also earlier. We had also earlier in this crossword. We also had and as well too. That would be a connector word. We're kind of looking for another one. That might be in there. And what else? I'm just gonna put it in here. This is we don't have to talk about it. I don't know. There you go. Has an O in it. Put that in there. But this is a baseball. Yes, it's popular. People are sharing their zodiac personalities on social media. Yeah, okay. They're all good luck, but they lack a good personality. yeah, gotcha. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. Similar here too. Yeah, people will share their zodiacs, their predictions on social media and things like that. I'm not a big I'm not really into astrology, but yeah, some people are really, really into it. I'm skeptical. Skeptic. Alright. Yeah, if you are skeptical, you are like the type of person who kind of like doubts, skeptical about something or skeptical of something. That means that you doubt it. So I'm skeptical. I'm a skeptic. That would be the noun there. Alright, I'm just gonna put this in here. I think this, in addition, is gonna be two here. I'm just gonna put that in here. Oh, the race finish. So at the end of a race, especially a marathon, for example, race finish, they have that thing at the finish line. Something. This thing is at the finish line. At the end of a race or a marathon, for example, and the person runs through it. The first person runs through it, and they basically break this thing. Do you know what that thing is? Right at the end of the line. We can see it starts with a T. Trying to get a picture. Now I got a picture of a finish line. See if that. Here we go. You can see, like, this person here, they kind of run through this thing. Yeah, no worries. I know, I'm bad. I give, like, questions, and then I know it takes people a while to respond, but I filled out, like, one or two things that I didn't want to explain. And I didn't think that we'd get them. So it's fine. We want the name of this thing. So basically, that runners will run through at the end of a race. Whatever this yellow thing is, or I guess it can be any different color or whatever. Usually this word is used more commonly for something else. It's the substance that's a little bit sticky that you would use usually for connecting pieces of paper to one another or something like that. Like this stuff. This sticky stuff. Maybe. I guess not just paper, but yeah. Basically looking for whatever this is. So 4 letters, starts with a T. This stuff. Or maybe something technical. Tape, yeah, this is tape. Yeah, so usually tape is sticky stuff, right? That we might use in the home or for paper or things like that. But this is also tape. They run through tape at the finish line. So, yeah. So we're gonna, like, put that in there. Some tape, or some tape. This one. English country. Rage. I don't know if we're gonna get these words. So this is kind of an interesting one, sort of, to improvise on stage. So if you improvise, that means that you basically, you make something up on the spot. And this on stage thing, this is a reference to acting. Right? Or doing a play, for example. So a reference to acting or doing a play, right? Because typically if you were doing a play or if you were, you know, you're acting, usually what you have is this thing that has all of your lines. Usually if you do a play, you follow this booklet that has your lines, right? You follow a script. So, and the script basically has all your lines, right? So you would typically follow a script if you're going to do a play or something like that. But there is a word for if you improvise. So you go off script, basically. We would say to go off script and just make things up. Make things up on the spot. So in the moment, we would say you make something up on the spot. It means you just do it in that moment. So you go off script. And this word, I don't think we're going to know it, but it is two words. I mean, maybe we know it. Sometimes you guys surprise me. So we'll see. But I have a funny feeling we're not gonna know. But maybe. Or maybe this is also used in your language as well. Because I believe that this is a Latin word. I think that this has Latin roots. I could be wrong, though. But it might. Adapt, like, changing, not sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. So not like adapt or adapt, actually. Adapt, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you said adapt. You didn't say adapt. I can't read. Yeah, now it's gonna be two words here. I think it's Latin. So this word is, well, I could do one. Maybe it starts with an L. Maybe you might know. Starts with an L. Sure, no, but it did not come, so it's eluding you. Basically. So this one's eluding you. This is a tricky one. This is ad lib. Alright, so this was ad lib. You ad lib something, you do it, you do it, on the spot, sort of without really preparation or anything like that. Ad lib. Yeah. And I don't know if we're gonna get this one, but another word for rage. Rage is extreme anger. Basically. So, extreme anger. Like, you're so mad. Insanely mad. Basically. And there's this word, a 3-letter word that describes if you're incredibly angry. But again, I don't think this is a really common word. I think the rest of these we're not gonna really get. But maybe. So this one's gonna be ire. Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna get this one. And I don't use this word a lot either, in conversation or anything like that. I would typically only use it in the crossword, but let's get an example though. So petty restrictions easily raise or arouse the ire of creative artists. So raise the ire, made them extremely mad. So maybe something like that. Or here, actually, here's a good one. Livid is a good one. Yeah, you would be livid. Yeah, to be livid. Yeah, yeah. The difference between livid. So livid is an adjective, whereas ire is gonna be a noun. So that enrage is also a noun. So that's kind of a different, but yeah, you would definitely be livid for sure if you're like really, really angry. Oh, you know, actually what is maybe a more common word that's related. So speaking about adjectives, we would say to be irate. That would mean to be like extremely angry. Like, oh, I was irate. I was so angry. That would be a word I would use. So that also is an adjective. So if you're irate, extremely angry. But here's another good example with ire. Here, the team drew the ire of local politicians when it moved to a new stadium outside the city. So yeah, we would say that something draws the ire of something, so it makes them extremely angry. So I feel like this collocation is pretty common. Or you could also provoke the ire or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe irritate is also related. That's true too. Yeah, irritate. So to irritate. Yeah, we could all see that these are kind of related to this word, right? So to irritate someone, basically to make someone angry or mad, or you would upset them. You would annoy them, because you don't always make them angry, but you would annoy them. Make someone angry or annoyed or something irritating. makes you angry or annoyed. Usually more like annoyed. But yeah, so irritating makes you. The ing always describes the thing that provokes the feeling, right? Whereas the ed, like, you know, I was irritated by that sound. That describes your feeling, right? Anyways, yeah, so I guess these all come from ire, eh? So that's great to know. Yeah, and I don't know if we're gonna get like the rest of these. I don't really know what actually, so we could probably guess that this is salt something, since salt has been everywhere in this crossword. Any guesses what this English county might be? Maybe we could get this one, but... And I would guess that maybe this guy's name was Pedro. I would guess. I don't know. If you get like an English sounding county, maybe. I guess maybe in England or I think I have an idea of what this one is. So if you have an idea about what this one is, let me know. And let's guess what this might be. The surprise hits. This must be a baseball thing. They love baseball. It's crossword. So, anyways, give me your best guess. Here too, type of New England house. Salt something, B-O. I don't know. Of salt. Something. Well, no. I don't even know what that is. S-L-E-E something. E-R-S. I guess if something was kind of like a surprise, maybe. Like maybe something like sleeping. Like if it came up and hit you, that would be surprising or something. Maybe. But I don't know if that's a thing though. I'm gonna Google it. I'm not gonna Google it, I'm gonna go in the oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So apparently a sleeper is a spy that becomes active after a really long time. I don't know. Or, oh, apparently a sleeper is also a person or a thing that is unexpectedly successful. So maybe that is what this is. So the surprise hit. So that might be it. So there we go. A sleeper is a person or a thing that is unexpectedly successful. We almost gave up on this line of merchandise. It's a real sleeper, but it's a real sleeper. It keeps selling. So it was an unexpected, a surprise hit. All right, let's put that in here. And I also agree that this is probably Essex. So let's see if we did it. We win. All right, awesome. So great job. Thanks for your help. We did a really good job here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So a couple tricky ones in here, but I think for the most part it was better than the one that I did yesterday. A little bit easier, so that was cool. Yeah. Anyways, so thanks a lot for your help. Great job. Tomorrow I will be here at this time, but I'm actually going to be checking out an article. So I'm going to be checking out my next article in my series about sustainability. I think this is the last one. I'm actually going to be reading this article here about ethical influencers. So I'm going to go through it, discuss the vocabulary, phrases, things like that that come up. So you're welcome to join me for that. And also too, I have some conversational lessons based on this article. So if you're interested in doing a conversation class about that, that is available. And I will be back for my next crossword on Wednesday. So Wednesday at 1300 UTC. I will be back here for another crossword. So feel free to come back for that as well, or feel free to join me tomorrow for the crossword stream. I'm going to try to do more questions while we're reading this time. So hopefully to make it a little bit more interactive. That is my plan. So that is my thought. Anyways, I want to give it a go. I want to try it. I used to read articles in groups, and it was a lot easier to ask people questions and get a bit of a conversation going while we were reading. A little bit harder to do on YouTube or on Facebook, but I want to give it a go. I hope you have a really good rest of your day. And yeah, I will see you later. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.